Hola hermanos y hermanas, Mare Terra has arrived in Sofia and we had a chance of meeting a person originally from Peru, lived in Germany, and right now he's the head roaster in Sofia for Martinez Coffee Roasters. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander. ¿Qué tal? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, Alessandro.
So guys, Alexander, he's, as I was saying, the head roaster of Martinez, an historical brand based in Sofia. And today, I would like to talk first of all about your experience. I already said where you're from, where you lived a bit, but let's explain us from all your story, please.
Okay, so before I arrived to Martinez, I had never had some contact with coffee, a part of general coffee. So when I arrived here, I first started to get it into coffee first to understand more or less how the industry works, how the company works, because of course it's a coffee roastery. And then little by little, I started getting interested in coffee. Then after past some time, I started getting interested in roasting, and I wanted to learn more about roasting because by that time the company was roasting traditionally. So I wanted to learn more in deep about the roasting process. So we started investing in education. We passed through roasting courses classes from SCA, not only in roasting, also in sensory, because both of them they go together, and green coffee analysis. Until I reached the point to get the professional level in roasting, and then after a few years, I got the AST certificate, which is the official trainer from SCA for roasting. Since then, more or less past 3-4 years that I have experience in roasting and cupping coffees and try the coffees. Yeah,
That's great. Oh, very interesting. And can you explain us a bit the history of Martinez? Since I mean, today you work for them, but has like many years of experience in the sector.
yes, Martinez started in 2005. Was found by Vladimir Makanov, which is the dad of my wife.
Okay.
He created the name mixing the name of his two daughters, which is Martina and Anes. And since 2005, he started roasting first commercial coffees until 2017, when we started working together with my wife Anes. We started introducing little by little specialty coffee. And since then, we can say that we are a specialized company in roasting coffee.
Okay, great. And as we are traveling a bit all Europe, we would like to know more about what's happening in Bulgaria in terms of specialty coffee. How is the movement going, and where is Martinez located in this big scenario?
So before the pandemic situation, specialty coffee was known, but was not that much. People they were not paying that much attention on that. But since happened COVID, people started paying a little bit more attention on what they are drinking. So they started researching and learning a little bit more about specialty coffee. So what they did is they started trying a little bit specialty coffee to start comparing commercial coffee, specialty coffee. So now the situation of the market itself is that people they want to drink specialty coffee, they don't know what they want. The only thing that they know is that they want something that is low acidity, to be tasty. But then they don't go too much in details related, for example, with that they want specific cupping notes or they want specific flavors. They just want something that is tasty but not that much acid. And this is the biggest part of the market. There is one specific niche of the niche. Let's say that they are more interested to discover new flavors, new tastes. So they want to get more acid coffees, more with tropical fruits notes, with more floral notes. So this is more or less the situation about the specialty coffee. Plus the fact that since happened this situation with COVID, now the industry of specialty coffee started developing really fast and growing really fast.
Okay. Yeah, that's overall in Europe what is happening. And in terms of like people, companies involved in the specialty coffee in Bulgaria, do you see that movement? Like, could you see a chance for a SCA association opening in Bulgaria?
I think that first people, the participants of the coffee industry here in Bulgaria, I think that they need to get together, and they need to understand that together we are gonna grow faster, and we are gonna make the coffee industry to mainly in specialty coffee to be better known than it is right now. Yes, of course, we need to work a little bit more about how is situation about SCA, in order for us to be able to have higher chances to organize barista championships, roasting championships, if possible, brewing championship, cupping championships. So yeah, I think that is needed, and it's just about just to get together and to understand that we need to work together in order for us to develop this market.
That's a really good approach. You're like trying to collaborate, and I
Yeah.
think is something that maybe you are bringing from your culture, your Peruvian culture of working together.
To
So
work in community.
exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is what sometimes it lacks. For example, as well in Italy, my country, sometimes we see
Yeah.
this problem.
But I have the feeling that I think the Bulgarian market needs a little bit more to be developed in terms of specialty coffee, and I think that after this, all the participants and competitors in the coffee industry, they are going to understand about that, and they are going to start getting together to start collaborating and start organizing something better, and to provide not only good coffee but also to provide chances to baristas and roasters to be part of the championship, because championship gives a really wealth process of experience.
Of
This
course.
this provides a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and this after this can be transferred to the to the final clients.
And let's talk more about your experience inside of the company Martinez. Martinez was born mainly as a conventional coffee,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you are part of the transaction into specialty. Can you explain how you did this, and also how was the reaction from the family or for the company of like you coming and say, let's try to differentiate the market?
When we started working in the business in the company, we wanted to first to upgrade the business, to modify processes, to implement new processes, to get the business better, the family business. So what in this process we first needed to understand what is the situation of the market, the coffee industry in general, the coffee market here in Bulgaria. So in this process, we started learning about specialty coffee. We learned it from basic things. I mean, was SCA points, the quality points, was the cupping notes, was about that we were talking about one specific farm, one specific farmer. We were always talking about traceability.
That's important.
But we didn't know in detail what was about that. So we started getting into that. And little by little, we started introducing the specialty coffee. Oh, of course, how was the reaction? First, the reaction was about the price, of course, because in commercial coffee, you always look for price. In specialty coffee, it's not about only the price; it's about also quality, taste, traceability. So we started introducing little by little the specialty coffees. In the beginning, paying a little bit attention on the prices, and then after this, paying more attention about the taste. And in this process, where we found Mare Terra.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
welcoming us
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
Okay, and while we were working this morning in the main streets of Sofia, I noticed that there are like the big brands of convention that are also trying to move in the specialty, like I don't know, Starbucks or Costa Coffee. There were like a lot of them. How do you try to compete, or how do you differentiate like in this scenario of big brands involved in the city?
In two main ways. First of all, in the knowledge, in the knowledge how we roast coffee, and the level of education applied in roasting. And the second one is that we focus mainly freshly roasted coffee, because you have to think that those big brands like Starbucks, Costa, and so on, they are franchise. So the people that they took this franchise, more likely they don't even know about coffee. In comparison with us, that's why I always say, I mean, apart of the fact that we call ourselves roastery because we roast coffee, uh, a, a part of this, we call ourselves a specialized company in roasting, because this is what we do. We focus on the knowledge and the experience from the owner of the company that he has been roasting since 2005, plus the knowledge and education that we have, in order for us not only to source a good quality coffee, but also to roast it in the best possible way, and to get to the people a coffee that has been roasted in that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, very interesting. And let's try to change topic. Let's see more about the supply chain and direct trade. Do you believe direct trading, direct sourcing could be a business model for roasters in the future, or is more something like a strategic marketing strategic approach?
Okay, first of all, there are a few things that need to be considered. First is the fact that what is the strategy of the business itself? Because if you want to save some costs to reach one specific price, could be. Now, this comes together with the fact that if you import big quantities from one single origin, everything goes together, so yeah, it works. Okay. But now, if you are a small or medium roastery, it's not a model that works, because you cannot import one container from one origin if you focus to provide, like us, for example, to provide a diversified offer from different origins or processes to your clients. Now this the third point of view is mine. I believe that in general the value chain of the specialty coffee contains many participants, producers, companies that they process the coffee or they produce it itself, the transport company, the import company, like for example like Mare, Terra. Then after this you have the roaster, and then after this you have the final product. I believe that if you buy coffee, like for example from companies like Mare, Terra, you involve also these companies that they are focused on to source green coffee. Okay. Leave the people that they source green coffee, the companies that they source green coffee, to do their job, to focus on developing relationship with the farmers, developing and increasing the knowledge and the capacity of the farmer. Like for example, Mare Terra, they do with experiments, with experimental lots, with the constellation category, and so on and so on, and leave the roasters to focus in the roasting. This is my point of view.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. No, since the coffee supply chain there are many actors involved, and of course we will never replace the job as you do it, like in your way, and
Exactly.
same for other participants. Okay, so and give me a bit your point of view as well in some lack or opportunities and challenges that there are in the coffee supply chain for you. It could be something that could be improved.
Mainly about the availability of the coffees. Of course, in the last years has been a lot of delays in delivery. And if you rely on one coffee, you need to eat, and one coffee that has a specific profile, for example, you need to push yourself to try to find something that can replace this coffee profile in order for you to be able to keep going. For example, if we are talking about blends, yes, right? I think this is the only thing that could be improved as a feedback. The rest of the things, I believe that lately the importers, like again, like Mare Terra. I just give Mare Terra because we
Because we are
Mare Terra provides a wide range of possibilities. Not because we just work with them, because I just see how they work. Uh, s- and you have many ranges. I mean, different type of ranges and profiles, processes from the same farmer, different type of profiles. So I believe that just specific about the logistics is the only part that maybe could be improved a little bit.
as you mentioned blend, and you are a roaster, let's say, with experience behind you. Can you define for our audience what is a blend, and how do you manage balancing the blend if sometimes the coffee is not available? How do you the final result is always the same?
Okay, so for a blend, we are talking about a mix of coffees. Could be the same origin, different level of roasting, or could be different origins. How I managed to reach the point to get the same profile with when there is no one coffee? Well, this comes about to understand not only about roasting, but also to understand about sensory. When you know your range of coffees and you had the chance to cup all of them or to try all of them in different brewing methods, you can automatically decide which coffee you can use from another one, or to say, okay, I'm gonna take, for example, Peru as a main coffee, but if they don't have Peru, I can replace it with Guatemala or with Nicaragua, that they have more or less similar profiles. And then after this, whenever you have to replace it, of course, you need to know this coffee in order for you to be able to roast it and to make it as close as possible with the profile with the coffee that you are replacing, right?
Okay, and let's but understand for and the blend is built once it is roasted or during the roasting.
Most of the time, in our case, for example, we post blend it.
Post blended.
Yes, because for example, like Sofia blend now that is here, Brazil, Peru, and Ethiopia.
The percentages, and you can build it.
First of all, the percentage is one thing, and second of all, Brazilian coffee with a lower density in comparison with one Ethiopian coffee that is higher density, and then you have one Peru that is medium density. You cannot put them to roast at the same time because you are gonna burn the Brazilian coffee. You are gonna get underdeveloped the Ethiopian coffee, and the Peruvian coffee you are just gonna get it light to medium roast. So by the end of the day, you're not gonna get the final result that you want. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is as well for the audience how important and delicate is a green bean that diverse in terms of density, altitude, so where it's grown.
Yes.
So I always like to compare a bit to wine as well.
Exactly.
So
this is the same thing.
how? Okay, I have one last question that we usually ask to all the roasters. If you can mention a person that was most inspiring for you during your career in coffee.
The dad of my wife.
Okay.
Why? Because since the beginning, first of all, as soon as I arrived here, he is the one who was always open to teach me as much as he could learn from roasting from two point of view: from reading from internet, of course, and from his experience. He was always giving me the tools in order for me to be able to develop in the area of coffee that I wanted.
Okay.
So I use him always as a base to say, okay, he did what he did based on what he knew so far. So now let's try to improve, upgrade, and get the things better from where he reached already. So yeah, I mean, I think my reference is him from a starting point, because without him to obligate me to do it, he little by little he made me to get the passion to coffee.
Well, that's a really great story.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will be happy to hear this.
Yeah.
Well, Alexander, muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Thanks a lot. And I don't know if you have any curiosity or question to ask to Mare Terra, I would be glad to answer.
Yeah, the other day I was checking on the website, and you have many type of processing coffee. Could you explain me a little bit more about all the processes that you have, and if you divide them in groups, so how is the thing, to understand a little bit more about them?
So first of all, it is our work at origin. That so all the recipes that we develop at origin with our knowledge, with their knowledge, we come up with different processes. So let's divide it in three groups. The classic, the traditional processes, which are all that we know: natural, washed, honey, wet hulled, and that's it, less or more. Then we have the modern processes. Modern processes, in this category, let's divide it in three subcategories, three steps. So the first one is a type of fermentation, the second one a type of drying process, and the third one a type of resting. So the fermentation could be aerobic or anaerobic or mixed as well. Then for the drying process can be, for example, sleeping bag, how after fermentation they dry the cherries, so can be sleeping bag or mountain dry, for example. And then we have the resting. Resting we can divide that in hours. So as well, the fermentation can be divided in hours. So XL you have between tot hours. Then you have like everything explained for X, XL, M, and then as well for the resting. That's very important. And all these steps influence to give a certain flavor, a certain profile. And then with all this, then we mix. So we understand from this origin, this coffee, this variety, what we want to reach as a profile. And then we work with this and we work with the quantities. We need to come up with at certain quantities to give to the market. And then lastly, we have something we call innovative processes, let's say, so, or author, recetas de autor. So really developed from Timur Dudkin, which is the research and development manager in Mare, Terra, that are recipes that have been developed from him with the producers by adding something typical locally, like a recipe, an ingredient locally present in that origin. At the moment we have 3 of these, and one of these is like a cider, typical cider from Ethiopia, that is added. So this is the main division. Then of course all of these will give totally different coffees. We really make hard work going there and working with the product.
Okay. And then my last question is about, are you planning to implement a new origin? Because
Yeah.
what happened is that, I mean, so far in those years that we have been working with Mare Terra, we've seen that all the origins that Mare Terra has as an offer, Mare Terra does it really good. I mean, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, Ethiopia, Colombia, all the coffees that are produced from those origins, they always keep a really good quality. Now, are you planning to implement any other origin, like for example, Tanzania, Burundi, Uganda?
Okay, first of all, let's understand what's the core business of Mare Terra, which is making strong relationship with our partners, both sides. Roasters, so not working with workers, roasters that they buy sometimes from us, from others. Try to have like long relationship, and then also with the cooperatives, exporters and producers. So this means that, for example, in all the origins that we have, it means that there are many years that we are developing a great relationship, great work. We see the effort from their side and from our side, and they successfully come up with a great product. So if and also we don't follow the trends, the big trends. So maybe you mentioned, for example, Costa Rica. We don't have any Costa Rica. Yes. But why? Because we have not found yet the person that we want to build together the relationship. This takes time. and trust, especially trust, and to build all these factors to come up to have like a strong portfolio to offer to the market.
Okay, super.
So yes,
Let's hope that
that's all. So
Mare
really
Terra
is,
is going to implement a new
I will keep you,
new Gutori.
I will keep you posted.
Yeah, of course.
Bueno, gracias por todo.
Gracias a ti.
So we did a great effort speaking in English because we
Yes.
both speak
Spanish.
Spanish.
Sí, sí.
So thanks a lot and
Thank you.
have a good one.
Thank
If you guys pass by Sofia, you can go to the Martinez coffee shop to enjoy great espresso. Bye bye.